long periods of boredom punctuated by brief moments of sheer terror. If you were given an option to join our military today, would you take the offer? Toastmaster Roy Shear.
From the high vista of achievements in my life, I'm still looking up. Think about that. Yes, I would, as a matter of fact. Thinking that military doesn't take anyone over 25, maybe 22, 24,
40.
40.
Yep, close.
42.
I could join twice. How exciting would that be? I'm going to depart for a moment. The only worthwhile thing that I've done this year in the retirement home where I'm living is I learned there were 3 World War II vets out of the 200 or so people that lived there. And one day I was talking to one, I didn't know that at the time about his background. I don't know why we got in this conversation, but we began talking about places like Iwo Jima and Guam, and I said, do you know anything about them? He said, yeah, I was there with a rifle. And now I've had the opportunity of arranging for him, and he's been back. Don't know how many of you know about the honor flights.
Yeah.
He went to D.C., had a marvelous day. We're going to celebrate his life, among other veterans there in the home on Monday. And yeah. I joined twice.
On the water, in the air, or on the land? Teresa Umbe, Toastmaster.
The walk feels like a vista, it's not moving away. On the water, in the lane, or the last one?
Air, water, land.
No air. Can't even do roller coasters. So, what am I going to do in the air? On land, actually. I think I would enjoy everything on land. I'm not sure in the perspective of the military, because I do not do anything that is violence. Although my brother joined the army and was deployed 2 days ago in Central Africa. And it's always hard to, I forgive. It's been a while. Although the hard part is being a family member and just thinking constantly and worrying. And, land, definitely. Whatever it comes with, we'll figure it out, because I feel like we're all on earth for a reason. Thank you.
Where would you want to go TDY? That's temporary duty. You know, you go for a few months and then you come home. Toastmaster Karen Schwartz.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where would I go temporarily?
Yeah.
Is there a haircut place in Italy?
Oh, Amiana, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go there. I have a really good friend whose sister's husband is there, their family lives there now. And I see all of the photos of their family, and they live in like a little house not on the base, but somewhere off the base in the city. And their friends they're making, I think that's where I'd want to go temporarily if I had the choice, because I know that you don't always have the choice when you're in the military. So thank you to all the veterans in the room for your service and your time in the military. It's very much appreciated. Very appreciated. So thank you.
Do a whole speech on Aviana. By the way, the hat says, dysfunctional veteran, leave me alone. It's my 3rd one, I wear it ironically. I've given the other 2 to people who needed it. It's funny how so many people go, oh, thank you for your service. And I go, yeah, you didn't read the hat. Should we give the military more money or less money? Toastmaster Kim Glenn.
More money or less money than what?
What they're currently getting.
Probably we should give them the amount of money they're getting already, because we can spend it more effectively probably. Talking about the military, I was never in the Army or the Navy or the Marines or the Air Force. But when I was 17 years old, even though we still going on, I decided to join the Army. And I went to the recruiting office, they sent me to Newark for the physical, and I almost didn't pass the physical because I had flat feet, which I didn't know was a disqualifier, but they said, stand here and jump up and down, and when you listen to your knees and your ankles and pass it, you can join the Army. And they asked me to do that when I was already naked from the part of the physical. So I was a little embarrassed. But in any case, the recruiter came to the house with the paperwork for my father to sign since I was only 17, and he wouldn't sign it because he was thinking back when he was in the Army. So I dodged a bullet, so to speak, and I went to the University of Florida instead.
No.
Did you ever want to visit the Arctic or the Antarctic? Toastmaster Eugene Rotari.
Both sound fantastic. Never been to either of those. It would be great to go to the Antarctic because you can see the penguins, right? Besides that, I would go to any of those. I would prefer Antarctic because you can walk on land. Apparently, one time there might be growing some trees, but let's see where it brings us.
Would you rather be high speed or low drag? Toastmaster Charles Huckabee.
High speed. Speed doesn't kill, it gives you life. You know, my dad graduated from the Naval Academy in '44, and they sent him off to the Pacific on a destroyer to enjoy the vistas in the War of Japan, which was in the final stages of the war in '45. And he never talked about it, but I still have his yearbooks from the Naval Academy, and they're about 40 pounds, and they're these leather bound, they're about 3.5 inches thick, and there's 3 of them. His first year of college, he went to Duke, and his father got ill and got him an appointment to the Naval Academy, and he went to the Naval Academy because he was running out of money, my grandfather. So he resented it ever since. But the only thing I remember about my father, who's been gone for 30 years, is his degree on the wall, which was about the size of that lectern, from the Naval Academy. And he never talked about anything. I have some few pictures in his annuals, and that's about it. And his trench coat for the Navy. But God bless the Navy.
Nixky said the best weapon against an enemy is another enemy. And you agree. Toastmaster Tim Taylor.
Can you repeat Nietzsche? Can you repeat Nietzsche?
Nietzsche. Sorry. Nietzsche.
Nietzsche was a football player. Best what?
The best weapon against an enemy is another
It's
enemy.
another enemy. You know, the military is amazing. I have given you a portrait of 2 military men. The first one was my father. During the Korean War, he signed up because he broke up with his girlfriend. He was mad. He literally left the farm and signed up for the military. And he ended up in the Air Force. And he get in so many fights that he kept getting bucked. You know, he got a rank and then he got down to buck private again. And they're finally like, "What are we going to do with you, Taylor? What are we going to do?" And they sent him to Italy, and he was part of like some color guard because he looked really good in his uniform. And that was the only thing he did right. He said the only thing he learned in the military was how to drink. And so he had a lot of fun over in Italy. It was during the Korean War, never saw any action. But he wrote my mother letters all the time while he was gone, and they fell in love, and they got married when he got back. The second person is my Uncle Ronnie. My Uncle Ronnie was drafted into Vietnam. He had a learning disability, and he really wanted to go to college, but he couldn't get in. So he was drafted into Vietnam. And I remember I was only like 8 or 9 years old. We all went up to the airport to see him off. He was literally taking the flight to Vietnam. And when that plane took off, my aunt, she fell apart. And that's when the war became real to me, because I saw what it really did to people, especially the people at home. And they're the true heroes. Thank you very much.
That timer, did everyone qualify?
Yes, everyone.
Okay. Vote for two, stick at 2 minutes.